was a bit of a stressful situation, but we got it done because Dad is a bloody legend.
Thanks, mate.
Is it going up? Oh, hey guys. So we are attempting to lift anchor here at, what's the beach called?
It's got like 4 names. Nobloat Beach or the Kaisersil.
Yep. But our anchor thing is broken.
Our windlass. Yep.
I need you up here holding that, checking the bridle down.
Okay, excuse me. Up here, what?
The bridle will be here in a sec.
Okay.
Do I need to be on the helm?
Oh, no, stop. The bridle's come off.
When it rains, it pours. So it looks like our solenoid's a brand new solenoid, but it looks like the up function of the solenoid's no longer working. That's got to go through the hole at the front hole in the anchor where the chain runs through.
Here?
No.
Or there?
Yeah.
Okay, help quickly.
I got it.
You got it? I'll go to the helm.
You're almost at the 45-meter mark.
I'll try to get Lockie to film. Lockie? Yeah? Can you please come and film?
Once our anchor lifts up, we set off for our first overnighter in Indonesian waters. Little did we know the upcoming days would just bring more stress and anxiety, but you'll catch that in the next episode. Stay tuned.
Sluggy organism, get up. I got it.
What is that?
It is a sluggy organism. Sorry, buddy. I don't know if you can feel this, but I need my chain back.
What's that?
I have no idea. It's very... Ads, get out of it. You're just going to make a mess, mate. We just need to make sure we're not drifting back onto the reef while we're mucking around with this.
The pole's here. Right there.
Thank you.
I'll go on the motors. Just tell me
That's nasty. I don't even know what it is. Can that come to
Well,
the
I think
anchor
it's not stuck up like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
That way.
Now I just can't hear you very well.
You're right.
It's just because it's rubbing against the corner. Need to go down. Yeah. Just wait for it to spin.
Well, is that pole still there? Because I won't have time. I'll be on the reef in 30 seconds.
And he's rolling forward.
Well, if he goes forward, darling, he's going to run us on the reef.
Forward. Yeah, go! Down.
That's one way to do it.
Sorry, guys.
Ooh, what is that?
I know.
It's like gooey.
It literally just looks like worms or something.
Like seafood worm. Looks like guts. Yucky.
Point up to me. So, yes, our solenoid has got something wrong with it. The down is working, but the up is not working. It would be so much easier if the up was working and the down wasn't working, because we can actually... Huh? Oh, there you go. Dan's the genius. He can just swap them around, because with the down, we can actually just use a lever to make the anchor drop straight down into the ground. Obviously, there's a bit of planning needs to be done around that, because we're dropping to, you know, 20, 30 meters most of the time. And then we've got to sort of also count how far.
Oh, that top is very hot. It's boiling hot.
We also then have to make sure we're at the right depth, so we don't just dump it and then forget to lose count. So, yeah, I can't speak English very well. This has just been a little bit of a elevated situation, but we're up. Thank God Dan is extremely clever and knows how to do things, because if you can't problem solve on a boat, you aren't going anywhere. So, good job, Daddy. Let's get going. We've got an overnighter to Triton Bay.
We have got the anchor up. Oop, we've got the anchor up, so it can go down, but it can't go up. So Dad used a screwdriver, there you are, and whatever this gadget is, to lift it up. But yeah, so only down works. Up, you got to use that and a screwdriver. But Dad's going to change it around.
I love coming out of a nice little anchorage when you've got a little gate at the entrance to the lagoon, a bit like Lady Musgrave. I don't know if you can see that. It's only about 5-6 meters deep, but then it drops off into the blue.
We are about 6 hours into our trip, having just left the Quai Cecil / Nervlote Beach. We are essentially 6 days from when we arrived. Our first 2 to 3 days was just in Tawal. That was checking in with customs and running through all that process. Then we chuffed around to the Kei Islands beaches just to chill out for a few days. We are now semi-recovered from our awful 5-day passage, and we are en route for a night sail to Triton Bay. So Triton Bay is technically Indonesia, but on the southwest Papua New Guinea side of Papua New Guinea. It's a bit weird. We have had up and down winds. We were going 1.5 knots earlier, and I lost my shit at Daniel and told him to put the motors on. Then once we hit 4 knots again, we turned them off, which only took about half an hour to an hour. We're now going about 6 knots on average with a 14 to 15 knot wind. We believe the current must be pretty strong across this section, because even when we had our motors on, we were only going 5.5 knots, which is quite rare for us to have motors and full sails up and only go 5.5. So fingers crossed when we get past this next section of island, the currents change a little bit and we speed on. I'm not looking forward to our first overnight passage in these waters. You see so much floating around, and there's fads and buoys and unlit boats and unmarked boats. Mostly it's been okay, but I think on the Papua New Guinean side we might find more things that aren't charted or marked or on AIS. But hopefully we will make it there. We will be there by about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So once we hit the evening, we'll let you know how we're traveling with our speeds, if they pick up at all. And see you tomorrow. Well, I'll talk to you later. And then we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, thought I'd check in. We haven't done much filming today. We've sort of just enjoyed our beautiful sail. It's getting a little lumpy now, but we've sort of had a good run at the start, up to sort of 18, 19 knots apparent, with a full main and Genoa, so we were flying at about 8.5, 9 knots. But then we hit a big lull and we were doing about 1 knot. So put the old iron sail on for a sec and just got through that little patch, and then yeah, now we're sort of sitting at about 16 apparent. We will pull a reef soon. We always do when we're sailing through the night. But yeah, specky little sunset, which has now been ruined by the clouds. But perfect afternoon. We're just a little bouncy on the nose, but the sea state's minimal. It's only half a metre. I think half a metre to a metre, so super comfortable. Yeah, but we'll sail through the night and we will arrive hopefully and see some, well, we will arrive tomorrow about lunchtime, but hopefully maybe the next day we'll go for a dive and see if we can see some whale sharks. So that's the goal for this trip, and yeah, just check out a bit more reef. So we'll maybe see you during the night sail tonight, but otherwise catch you in the morning. Morning guys, we're about 2 and a bit hours out of our anchorage at Triton Bay. It was a good night sail. Holly and I did, I think Holly did a 4-hour shift at the start. Sorry, I did a 5-hour shift, Holly did a 4-hour shift, and then, no, scratch that. I did a 4-hour shift, Holly did a 5-hour shift, and now she's back down. She's about 3 hours into another sleep. So by the time we get there, she should be recharged, which will be good. And yeah, it's a little bit squally today, so we are keeping a close eye on that because we are running the full main and Genoa this morning. But I just want to get there, so we'll keep an eye out for those squalls. But yeah, we're getting much closer. Smile.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
How's your little kip?
I don't think I was emotionally and mentally prepared for another night sail yet.
You did well.
Freaking noisy.
Yeah, we're on the beam boat.
Yeah.
You did well.
Yeah, just good. Got about 3 hours sleep this morning. Had a pretty good night watch. I put the motors on for a little bit, which is a huge risk because I thought I'd wake you up. And because we were just like going 3.5 knots, just like drifting as if we would have gone and ended up hitting the island. So I voted to get a better angle for a bit because really just my positioning wasn't helping. But yeah, I'll get up and have some breakfast. We'll be there in a few hours.
Tin lids, unfortunately, are back on the device.
We've only been on it for like a minute.
We've only been on for like 5 minutes.
I maybe need to teach you some timekeeping skills today for maths.
150 nautical miles later from Kai Cecil, Nurblot Beach, to Triton, or Namatote. You'll learn when traveling through Indonesia that every place seems to have like 3 or 4 names depending on which map you look at. So anytime we get it wrong, I promise it's not because I'm an idiot, although I can be. It's because that there's like 4 names for everywhere. So we are heading in. There's a little village here poking in through the islands, which is pretty cool. The landscape is amazing. We had a pretty good night sail.
We did, sure did.
And we are going to find an anchorage to then find Triton Bay divers, which is actually way down and around there.
Yeah, we won't be going there. That's just take us 3 hours on the thunder.
Yeah. There's somewhere around here we're meant to be able to go diving with the whale sharks. So we're trusting our lovely, what would you call Mr. Ross? Our guide, our tour guide, our cruising tour guide slash companion boat has the know-all of everywhere and speaks Indonesian, so it makes it a lot easier for us. He has talked to people about where to go to swim with the whale sharks, and that should be an amazing experience. The scenery here is just incredible. I don't even know if the GoPro will catch it well enough. Lucky Dan got some drone footage, but it's just amazing. In a lot of the Anchorage reviews, there is talk of the villagers or just random people on boats basically coming up and demanding money. So anywhere between 200,000 and 500,000 rupiah, which is $20 to $50 to anchor. We do know that in Raja Ampat we have to buy our permit, but in places like this, if you pay one boat, more boats will come trying to demand money. So we are grateful that we are traveling with our Indonesian speaking friends who have a plan, and I have learnt how to say, talk to that boat if they come to us first. He'll be able to communicate with them a lot better than we will, which I think will make a big difference. It's harder to get... It's a lot harder... It's a lot harder to swindle someone who can communicate with you properly, as opposed to people like us who don't know that many Indonesian words yet, to then have to argue with them. So there's a boat that's come out, he's been waiting. It looks like he's literally just waiting for us to drop our anchor to come and harass us. Apparently they'll even just tie up, like come and just bang up against your boat and tie up. So Dan's ready to sort of yell, don't touch the boat. And we'll go from there. So yeah, this is what we weren't looking forward to, this part of Indonesia where people come up and jump on your boat or try and like bang against your boat or harass you for money, and don't leave you alone until you give them something. So it's kind of like the real piracy is not people coming up to try and steal your boat in the middle of the night, it's more people waiting till you're stopped and causing damage and harassing you. So wish us luck, we'll let you know how it goes. So as you can see, someone's already trying to come over to get money. We don't have a problem paying villagers, etc. to be in like the right spots, but opportunistic theft is not okay. So basically for us to be in Indonesia, it is about $3,000 for every 360 days, and we have to physically fly out of the country every 180 days. So $3,000 plus flights in and out for our visas to be here. Plus we spend money at every village. You know, we're not really bartering, everything's so reasonably priced already. That just coming to try and snake money off people is not okay. And look, they're trying to come up to a $1.8 million boat and tie up. So essentially what our buddy boat is offering to them on both of our boats' behalves is that we would be more than happy to drop our tenders to meet the village chief and go and pay him the fee so that it goes to the right people in the village and so it's dispersed equally. So if that was on offer, we would gladly go and do that, but at the moment we're not sure, so we'll find out soon and let you know how it all goes down.
We don't stress too much about it after this. The boys are going to see the village chief and talk to him. We celebrate our passage and enjoy the beautiful scenery that surrounds us.